Hey, it's Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, with Platinum versus NXT, March 31st, 2021, on a night where Dynamite and AEW just went balls to the wall, ridiculous, and never came up for air. This show really had an incredibly high level of energy as well that we haven't seen on anybody's show outside of Dynamite. But still, I think doing a really good job of setting up TakeOver. They basically established everything tonight and did it in kind of grand fashion. I'm really happy that NXT has really picked it up. They're really avoiding the pitfalls and the ordinary stuff that Raw and SmackDown do that are just so boring. The people walking backstage as a lead-in into the commercial breaks and things like that. They're avoiding those things, and they're actually giving us some surprises as well. It's really welcome to see. I'm gonna be in the minority here perhaps, but I'm gonna miss NXT on Wednesday nights, and I'll tell you why. I feel like AEW feeling that heat makes them better. I think NXT feeling like they really have to hold it together and do good work. Not to say that they won't on Tuesday, but it's just a different vibe. I, for one, will be glad for the break of not having to do two shows every single night, it seems like, and having things a little more spread out will be nice. You're looking at now, I'm sorry I'm doing so much of this analysis before the NXT video, but Mondays you're going to have Elevation, AEW Dark Elevation, and Raw. Tuesdays now you're going to have NXT. Wednesday you're going to have Dynamite. Thursday you're going to have Impact. And then Friday you're going to have SmackDown. So I rather like having the Thursday off, but that's purely selfish and that's purely me, because I do cover these shows and things like that. I like having that break. And then often with SmackDown, I will not do it Friday night. I'll do it Saturday morning. So to give myself like a couple of days off from it. But I also miss having a night of television that was the best one of the week, and I could count on Wednesday night between NXT and Dynamite of that being the best night for me of wrestling for the week. In any case, we got the they're calling this a go home episode for TakeOver, and is it though? Well, we'll see. It opens up with a video package for matches at next week's big two-night event. We're live from the Capitol Wrestling Center. We're live, right? They chant NXT. Wade Barrett's there. Beth Phoenix is there. Let's go. And they open with a match. I mean, this kind of thing, if you love it, it may not happen once they move to Tuesday night, folks. It may not. Opening with matches and just getting it started. That is definitely an AEW thing. That NXT has made themselves incorporate because they're just tired of AEW punching them right in the mouth from the get-go. And I hope they keep that going. But without competition, in one sense, it could be better. And a younger audience is what NXT needs, and that's great. But if they lose the things that make them kind of scrappy, that would be a shame. Roderick Strong against Cameron Grimes. I thought the right guy won here. Cameron Grimes won because he he let the Undisputed Era armband fall out for Roderick Strong to see and get sad, and he hits him with the cave-in stomp. And then, Roderick Strong is just driven to distraction about the breakup of the Undisputed Era. We got a video of Cameron Cross training for NXT champion Finn Balor. He talks about going back to the basics, catch wrestling, judo, that kind of thing. I think that's really cool. Scarlett's there with Cross. They set up the match. They do the TikTok thing. We go to commercial. Nice. We get freaking Walter cutting a promo on Tommaso Ciampa. He says that Ciampa's just a shell of what he once was in true heel fashion, and Walter's commitment to the sport is unreached. He says the mat is sacred ground. PCW's big show. He says the mat is sacred, and Tommaso Ciampa implying that Tommaso Ciampa is not worthy of it. They talk about NXT moving to Tuesday nights beginning April 13th. They also plug WrestleMania 37 on Peacock. We go back to the ring, and Legado del Fantasma is out. That's the NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde. Escobar takes the mic, wants to issue an open challenge, wants to show fellow NXT Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin what he's gotten into. He says he's born a champion. These guys put out their hype. They speak in some Spanish. Escobar goes on, and then Tyler Breeze makes his way out. Breeze talks about, this is very indicative of the promos that they used to cut at NXT, and I kind of hate them. The I worked so hard to get here and all this kind of stuff. Tyler Breeze, though, does have a good match. We haven't seen him for a minute, but he has a really good match with Santos Escobar. Of course, it's a foregone conclusion. We know Santos is going to win, and he most certainly does. After the match, Wilde and Mendoza hold him for a triple team, but music interrupts, and here comes MSK. They all rabbit, and the grizzled young veterans appear on the big screen. They knock MSK and Legado del Fantasma, and we're setting up who's going to win these vacant titles when those three teams go at it. See what I'm saying? They're just setting stuff up and establishing stuff and making sure that the matches that are already established are further hyped. It's a good go-home show. Way is backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell. They bring up a bunch of stuff like the finger poke of doom. It's typical kind of silly stuff thrown against the wall that the Way usually do. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell hype their tag team match tonight. They're going to show Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackout how the champions should do it. We got a brief vignette that shows a small dog outside the Performance Center at different angles. I think it's a Pomeranian, and there might have been two of them. What is this? We don't know, but we go to commercial. And again, not one boring thing leading into the commercial. Even the pictures of the Pomeranian, maybe especially the pictures of the Pomeranians. We see how Raquel Gonzalez laid out Io Shirai, who is the NXT Women's Champion last week, and Shirai's post-show comments, which I thought was a really cool thing to bring in here. And Shirai talks about how dominant Gonzalez is. That's why she picked her for her next title defense in the first place. Okay, cool. The Way, the ladies of the Way, are going to take on Gigi Dolan. Yay! Priscilla Kelly. The one's Priscilla Kelly and Zeta Rainier. A good match. Dolan actually looks really good here. And they're protecting her because they have Zeta take the fall, which I find really cool. Good looking out, Priscilla Kelly. Great looking. Great looking match. The ring work is tightening up again. It makes me happy. After the match, LeRae and Hartwell stand tall. Out come Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart on the tank, and then they fire. And they hit her with the thing. And it's ridiculous, and I love it. We see Zoe Stark walking backstage. Oh no, please don't go to commercial. I hate that. No, they don't. We also see Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai walking. Io Shirai stops Gonzalez and attacks her. They start brawling, and the officials try to break it up. Gonzalez slams Shirai face first into a production case. Badass. Officials back Gonzalez off and check on Shirai. Wow. Get another vignette of the dog. Yes! Now the dog enters the Performance Center in the Capitol Wrestling Center. What's with the dog? I don't know. Back to commercial. Dun, dun, dun. The mystery of the dog. I like that they're having this recurring thing happen before the commercials. I think it's cool. It's a really great idea, actually. Hopefully this dog pays off, right? Back from the break, and Mackenzie stops Roderick Strong in the back. He's disappointed. He's leaving the building. She asks about the Battle Royal. He doesn't care. He's leaving. Yeah, he's despondent. Hopefully this bodes for a great comeback or a presence for Roderick Strong. I'm sure it will. Zoe Stark against Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez beat the shit out of her, which is exactly what it should be. wins with the one-arm choke slam, looks dominant. She stands tall, and then Io Shirai runs down and unloads. Officials are trying to break it up. Gonzalez grabs Shirai and throws her in part of the set. Oh my gosh. Whew. So they're going to have a preview for Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, which is cool. And then we get another video of the dog running through the Performance Center back to commercial. See what I'm saying? I'm loving this dog thing. I know that sounds crazy, but it's such a better take than what Raw and SmackDown usually do. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage with Kushida, talking about tonight's Battle Royal and potential takeover title shot. He's interrupted by Pete Dunne. They have words and face off to hype tonight's main event. We get the unsanctioned match preview for Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. It's going to be during night 2. And the full video is going to be on the network tomorrow. But nobody has the net. What the fuck? Whatever. Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro in a handicap match against Tian Sha. Oh boy, you know what's going to happen. They get the ass beat. Xia Li wins. Lee stands with Boa and Ying on the stage, and Kaden is so laid out at their feet. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage with Raquel Gonzalez now, and if you guessed, I think Io Shirai is going to attack again, you are correct, sir. That is now 3 times. Gonzalez grabs Shirai by her neck and launches her through the cupboard window into the next room. Damn. Yells at Shirai to stay down. I don't think she will. We see the dog running again. This time it stops at a woman wearing boots, and that's all we can see. Writing appears on the screen that says someone named Frankie, Franky. We'll see you soon. She's coming on April 13th, which is the first Tuesday show. Back to commercial. You can turn the world on with a smile. Back from the break, we get a promo for tomorrow's NXT UK episode. Tommaso Ciampa has a pre-recorded promo, and it's really great. Talks about Walter, hypes it up, feels very old school, feels very like, oh, are we going to see Tommaso Ciampa that kicks ass against the scariest dragon of them all? I love the promo. I love this build. Out of all the WWE stuff, I'm actually the most hyped for Walter against Tommaso Ciampa. Great fucking job. We see NXT champion Finn Balor. He's checking in with a promo as well. He's training. Balor says he doesn't gas out, and Karrion Kross may try to dictate the pace of their match, but it's fine the longer it goes. They're really setting this up as a big fight, an MMA-style fight. I think that's really great, too. Just different looks and different things, and my God, why can't the bigger shows have this kind of flavor? I love it, NXT. Never change, unless you can get even better. This 11-man battle royal, the gauntlet participants, you can find out who won what and who did what. It does have this kind of cool feel about it. And at the end of the day, we see LA Knight standing tall. But that's not how we end, which I think is smart. I don't think that's a way that you end a show. So Io Shirai comes out. She takes the mic, yells in Japanese, and it's nuts. Raquel Gonzalez comes out. They get pulled apart, and then they get fight, and then they get pulled apart again. They're hitting the people trying to hold them back. And then Io Shirai goes over the top rope, takes down a pile of women. It's nuts. And then she's yelling and screaming and acting crazy. And it's really kind of over the top and almost a little uncomfortable with how over the top it is. But you know what? Fuck it. Bring the energy. Nicely done, NXT.